So I think I have come up with a design in Minecraft Create for, honestly, I think the most efficient way to do an iron farm using storage drawers mod combined with using water for collection instead of using belts. I have all of this lead down into the center to a brass funnel that feeds into a controller slave. And the way these work, if you haven't worked with storage drawers, is the drawers trim slaves, the controller itself, all if they're touching each other like this, like as long as they're connected, it kind of works like one solid inventory. The controller slave just gives you a spot that you can input to that inventory. Trim gives you connection. So I have that under that. I initially had this running with just one of these cobblestone setups, and it was easily keeping up with it. But here's the main show here. So I started messing with using water to go through the grinding wheels, because I mean everybody who's worked with Create long enough knows that when you start using a lot of belts, you start to build up a lot of lag. Plus, it's honestly just not that efficient because it can only hold at max a stack per like block section. And with this, I can dump as many out as I need to, and it'll feed as it needs to. And then the final part for the washing, it just all crams into a single block instead of having to be on a belt taking space while backlogging in a chest because it can't output fast enough. So I have it set up to where it all just kind of crams into there, and then as fast as it can be washed, it's as fast as it generates. Doesn't matter how big the pile is because they will all start washing as soon as they're in there. Um, so the way I have this set up is the crushing wheels I have at power. Right now I only have it on generator power, but I've checked it with a stressometer, and this will take about 21,000 stress units of power to run. But I mean, a small steam generator can do that pretty easily, so it's not going to be too bad to get it going. Yeah, see, about 21,000, the difference between 262 and 251. It's slightly less, but still. So I have it set up like that, and I have these. I did this trick where I was doing it with the one, and then I realized it has the same gap on this side, and since they alternate for speed or for the proper rotation with the vertical gearboxes, if you've never set one of these up, the way you need to get them to spin the right direction is you put a vertical gearbox, and then you connect those with a shaft, and you put in power from the side, and it makes it to where they both spin so that things are going the same direction. Well, if you keep doing it, it does that on every other one. So with this setup, I can set up 4 separate crushing wheels in a very tight space, saving a lot of space, and as well as not having so many items just floating around on top of things. So here, I'll turn it on real quick. So it generates ridiculously quick, but the way that I have the speeds going is up here, I have this running at 128, and then the crushing wheels I have running at 256. Where the heck? I think it's on this side. There. No, it's right there. What the heck? No, that's not that one. Oh, there it is. It's hiding underneath. I forgot I hid it for myself. Yeah, 256 for the crushing wheels, and then I only have 8 on the fan because uh, turning up the speed on a fan only extends how far it blows. It doesn't have anything to do with how fast it does its processing. It'll process at the same speed no matter what, and to reduce it down to 16 SU, considering that I'm using 2,000 per crushing wheel, and then another 500 for each drill with a lot of those. Saving power where I can is good, because that'll end up being over a couple hundred for no reason if you just had it at the same speed as everything else. But see how it piles up right here? Looks bad, but it all will go away. And the way I have this whole thing set up right now, I have it on a couple switches. The first switch shuts off the entire thing. But if you want to, get rid of the things that are sitting around, you don't want to have like things stuck halfway in production lines just chilling. I have this one over here set up to shut off only the miners first. So you can turn off the miners and then it'll finish grinding and processing everything. So then there's nothing left out just sitting and it's all been put in here, and then you can turn the whole thing off so you don't just have this running in the background. Because this thing runs fast enough that you can do an hour AFK session occasionally and be okay on iron for a bit. Like, just in the time I've been talking about it, we're at 4 blocks now. Look how fast this goes up. And I don't have any cobblestone sitting in storage. I don't have any gravel sitting in storage. It is immediately kicked out and immediately processed. There's almost no break in between. Storage drawers are my favorite thing to combine with Create. It makes things so easy, and honestly, it lets you put together some pretty clean builds. Because I mean, even how it's sitting now, I have my chest sitting out like this. I could completely cover this with a wall and then decorate this entire building to look like a factory of some sort. I mean, I could even have all of this, instead of inputting into this, I could have it input to like a big old vault that's connected to like a train line, that have this sit somewhere else and just, train in some iron occasionally just to add to the effect of, you're playing Create and there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do. But yeah, if anybody has any, tips or ideas, anybody else thought of the same thing and maybe I'm just slow on the pickup, or maybe I actually am onto something with this, let me know in the comments below.